In this tutorial we're going to take a look at how you would search for journal articles in criminology. We're going to start off at www.lib.unb.ca, the library's main homepage, where resources are scattered all over the place, particularly under this Resources and Collections tab. There's all sorts of things that you can access. What we've done to make that easier is organize all these things into subject guides, which are organized themselves chronologically by areas that are taught on the St. Thomas and UNB campuses. So from this drop-down box we can choose criminology. We find ourselves on this gateway page, which lists in the middle pane a few databases that have been identified as useful for criminology research. And just below those, under top reference materials, you can see there's some encyclopedias and other reference material that can be used to tease out a subject a little bit. But at this point we're concerned about journal article searching, and we're going to choose the second one here, Criminal Justice Abstracts. One thing you can do here is add other databases if you want to conduct a broader search. And we saw on the last screen another of the databases which had been identified. It's called Academic Search Premier. If we click on Choose Databases here, we could add that one as well. And depending on the kind of research we're doing, we may want to add others if they're topically related in some way. So for example, if we were looking at, say, fear of crime and psychological aspects of criminology, we may also click on PsycInfo. So let's search for material on sentencing in Canada, keeping in tune with what we took a look at in the first tutorial in the book search. So we'll put in criminal sentencing in Canada. Now I'm just looking for these words. If I was searching for this exact phrase, I would put the whole thing in quotations. I'm not going to do that initially. It's telling us that we have 386 results, and if we wanted to limit to peer-reviewed material, we could click here and then hit update, and that reduces our search results to 196. Still a healthy lot, probably in fact more than we would want to take a look at. And if we had a particular angle we wanted to pursue on criminal sentencing in Canada, then we could add something in the search box up here. But first I want to take a look at how you obtain full text from these results and how you might leverage some information in a record for subsequent searching. The first one here is called Public Attitudes to Sentencing in Canada, Exploring Recent Findings. This has been deemed the most relevant item in the catalog, and if we wanted to instead sort by, let's say, the most recent material, then we could choose something like date descending, and it will resort. So I can click on the title to have a look at the abstract, where the material is coming from in terms of a source journal, and also the subject terms which apply. So let's say that we're talking about what the current Conservative government in Canada is considering for sentencing changes in legislation. We may want to limit our search or refine it by adding something like, say, public opinion. So I could grab this, copy it, and paste it up here, and further refine that by choosing it as a subject term, which is how it's been identified here. Initially though, at this point, all I really want to do is demonstrate how you'd go to the full text of this article. In this case, there's full text directly tied to the record that we're taking a look at, and it's identified as a PDF here on the left. If I click on that, it's going to open up the PDF for me. And from here you could either email it to yourself or print it or save it or some other operations related to obtaining it. I'm going to go back to the result list here and check our results here to see if there are items where the full text is not available. Number 3 is called Sentencing Circles in Canada, and there is no direct full text link. However, we can see that there's a check for full text button here, which is going to attempt to identify where full text might be located. And in those instances when it's successful, you will see a Find Article link on the new browser window it opened. And if all goes well, when I click this, it's going to take us to the full text. Maximize this window, and over here on the right, highlighted in yellow from the journal's homepage itself, is the full text. I'll close this window. One thing about these databases is it propagates a number of windows that you have to close. Okay, one last thing. I've added public opinion here as a subject term. So let's see what that does to our result list, which stands at 196 at the moment. So we're down to 6 results, which is probably lower than what's actually in the database. We may have to refine it further, but at least it gives us a small manageable set that we can take a look at. We can see the first 3 have full text available, and all in fact except number 4, which is in the Canadian Journal of Criminology, which I know we have, so I click check for full text. In this case it's something that's in print, and if I click library catalog here, it's going to query our Quest catalog and bring back where you can find those holdings physically in one of our libraries, most likely the Harriet Irving in this case. And that's it for now.